Now at 6, we have tornado watches popping up in Kansas, also Oklahoma. I'm going to break this down for you.
Plus, how Joplin's Ozark Center is preparing for tomorrow's Drug Take-Back Day. And Pitt State football and Kansas Special Olympics team up for Victory Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Looking at a chance for severe weather in the area tonight. This is KOAM News at 6. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we had showers. We had thunderstorms earlier this morning, some pretty potent ones during the morning hours, couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Then since that point in time, a lot of clouds. It's been warm, it's been windy. These storms are gone, but we're watching for the potential of additional thunderstorms popping up over the next few hours. You can see a couple guys trying to get going. So what's happening? We always talk about the cap in the atmosphere. If that cap can break, thunderstorms really explode. So these out across southeastern Kansas, they're trying to get through that cap and they're having a hard time. It's the ones farther west that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. You see this line just to the west of Wichita. That's our dry line. Thunderstorms getting through that cap. North of Wichita, most likely a couple isolated guys will go down through north central Oklahoma. So we need to see if some of those can work into the region as we go through the evening hours. Behind that, we have a whole nother line of storms we have to deal with. So a lot to talk about here in just a bit.
See you then. A second suspect is charged in a Newton County, Missouri murder case. Authorities say 64-year-old Eddie Fisher helped his son Damian Fisher hide the body of Scotty Roller. Police say Damian Fisher shot and killed Roller after an argument over the purchase of a vehicle. They say Eddie Fisher then helped Damian wrap Roller's body in a rug and dump it down a well on Eddie's property near Seneca. Eddie Fisher is charged in Jasper County with tampering with physical evidence. Damian is charged in Newton County with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly has pledged to sign the bipartisan Axing the Food Tax bill. House lawmakers late last night voted nearly unanimously to pass the measure, which would phase out the state's 6.5% sales tax on food over 3 years. The Senate approved the measure on Wednesday. The tax will first drop to 4% in January, then it will fall by 2% every year until it hits zero in 2025. Lawmakers in Oklahoma passed a new measure restricting abortion access. There have been similar efforts all across our country as the Supreme Court considers a case that could lead to the court overturning Roe v. Wade. Deborah Alfarone reports from the Supreme Court.
Oklahoma's governor is expected to sign a Texas-style abortion ban in the coming days after the state's Republican-led House approved the bill Thursday.
We would like to completely stop abortions except for the life of the mother.
This law will have a catastrophic impact on Oklahomans.
The legislation prohibits the procedure after cardiac activity is detected, usually around the 6th week of pregnancy. Lawmakers are also working to approve another law to ban all abortions with a few exceptions. Both measures allow private citizens to sue abortion providers for up to $10,000.
Oklahoma definitely doesn't want to be a destination state for abortions.
Oklahoma State Representative Todd Russ is one of the bill's sponsors.
It just seems that over the years, abortion's become an alternative form of birth control. I hope it raises the personal responsibility for people that are maybe choosing a lifestyle that's not helpful for saving babies' lives.
Oklahoma is one of an increasing number of states passing restrictive abortion laws.
We have a growing desert of abortion care, and we know that abortion care is essential to people's ability to direct their own lives.
Many of these laws come as the U.S. Supreme Court considers a Mississippi case that could possibly overturn Roe v. Wade, the landmark decision preventing states from banning abortions.
It's galvanized young people.
History professor Jennifer Holland says today's anti-abortion movement is framing the issue as defending justice.
And has made it feel urgent to talk about this as a civil rights campaign.
The High Court's decision is expected by the end of June. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
The Oklahoma laws once signed would take effect immediately, not only for women in Oklahoma, but for Texans driving to the state for the procedure. A divided Missouri Senate has narrowly voted to allow some food stamp recipients to use their benefits at restaurants. The bill extends the restaurant option to an estimated 182,000 households with elderly, disabled, and homeless residents enrolled in SNAP. Missouri's Republican Senate leaders joined Democrats to pass the bill, though most Republicans voted against it. The legislation now advances to the House. Tomorrow is National Drug Take Back Day, and a number of local agencies are participating by having bins available to safely dispose of your old prescription medications. Officials at the Ozark Center strongly encourage everyone to check their medicine cabinets for old prescriptions. KOAM's Chris Warner spoke with them about why it's so important.
The Ozark Center's New Directions facility in Joplin deals with issues regarding addiction and overdoses. Lisa Watson with the Ozark Center says events like this are essential to not only getting drugs off the streets, but keeping them out of the hands of area youth.
One of the biggest factors in determining if a person is going to develop an addiction later in life is early use. 70% of people who try substances at a young age go on to develop an addiction within 7 years.
Watson says they've seen an increase in overdoses in the area, but she says that's not just limited to those facing addiction issues, and there's a good reason you need to check your medicine cabinet Saturday and see what needs to be turned in.
But it's also important to remember, too, that changing the way that you take your medication, so if you're prescribed a certain medication and you change that, that also increases your chances of an overdose or a medical interaction. So if you have multiple medications around and you accidentally take it out of the wrong bottle, you're increasing your chances.
Watson says in order to keep those prescriptions off the streets, it's essential to take them to safe drop-off sites and not simply throw them away. She adds theft of prescription medications is also common, which is another good reason to turn in any unused bottles you may have.
Those are things that could absolutely entice someone to break into your car. So these are all about safety precautions. When we talk about harm reduction isn't just about the substances that are used. It's also about educating our community about techniques that we can use to protect each other.
In Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Now, if you're facing any addiction issues or you know someone who is, you are urged to contact the Ozark Center or the Urgent Behavioral Services Facility in Joplin. For more information on take-back sites in our area, you can visit our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, we're going to check in live from Pittsburgh for the first art walk of the year. Plus, Southwest Missouri Special Olympics athletes compete in track and field events in Carl Junction. Pittsburgh's Art Walk is back, showcasing the talents of local artists. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky is live in downtown Pittsburgh at the event and has more.
Hey Dad, we're here at Pittsburgh's Art Walk where they're celebrating artists in the community who maybe don't always get that much recognition. Well, they're getting it here today. There will be over 50 artists in attendance tonight, all with varying art styles. The Pittsburgh Art Walk Committee says they hope this event will bring more awareness to the local talent that we have here.
There's so many talented people in this community, and they don't often get a chance to share that with others. And so allowing that to happen in our area is and create this event that is just fine arts focused, it just brings all sorts of awareness to the area.
And if you are coming to this event tonight, please remember that Broadway will be closed at 5th and 6th Street tonight until 10 p.m. Reporting live in Pittsburgh, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
All right, Bronte, thanks. Have fun. Carl Junction, Missouri hosted an event for Southwest Missouri Regional Special Olympics. Athletes of all ages gathered to compete in a track and field day. During the opening ceremony, students from the Carl Junction High School Philanthropic Club presented a check for the Special Olympics of Missouri for $15,000.
We did a fundraiser dodgeball tournament that helped to raise money that we were then able to double and match with the Philanthropic Society and donate to Special Olympics.
At that event, 17 area teams were represented by 335 athletes. A little bit later, Pitt State football players work with the Kansas Special Olympics for a Victory Day event there.
Plus, severe weather chances moving in for us tonight. Those details coming up. Well, after morning showers and thunderstorms, we have been watching a lot of clouds throughout the day. It's been windy, it's warm, temperatures mid to upper 70s to near 80 degrees. But we do have tornado watches in effect. These are on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Kansas goes till 11, Oklahoma until midnight. And this is only for a couple random little guys that could pop up. It's just if they can pop up, they'll most likely be tornadic. But this is not our main event. Our main event is actually going to be after midnight for us tonight. Let's go ahead, zoom in. Not too much is going on. You can see a couple little guys trying to go in southeastern Kansas. The reason they're having a hard time is we have a very strong cap or a lid on the atmosphere, an area of warm air aloft, and it kind of suppresses these storms. So these guys are having a hard time. The better chance that we can get some of these thunderstorms to go are going to be a little bit closer toward the dry line, out toward Wichita, also down toward Oklahoma City. So you can see the cap is gone here. We got a tornado warning north of Wichita, and then you see this line just to the west of Wichita. That's the dry line. It's kind of stalled a little bit, so we're trying to get little thunderstorms ahead of it. They're just having a hard time getting going. So if we get anything in here over the next 3, 4, 5 hours, it's only going to be 1 or 2 storms. There is the chance, I still think the chances are under 50% that we even get a storm in here as we go through the evening hours. But later on tonight, everybody is going to get showers and thunderstorms across the region. So the greatest threat, tornado threat, is northeastern parts of Kansas, and then eventually this will form into a big line of thunderstorms, and then they're going to start to plow off toward the south and to the east. So the highest threat for severe weather, Kansas and Oklahoma, an elevated risk. We're going to keep everything elevated, tornado, hail, wind, and rain as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. All right, let's go through time. You can see our future track trying to pop up 1 or 2 storms throughout the evening hours. But the bigger storms, they don't get in here until late. Here's 11 p.m. You can see them working into Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fredonia, and Neodesha. These are mainly going to have a threat of hail and also winds, 60 upwards to 70 miles per hour. And there is going to be a low tornado threat, but it's still going to exist throughout the overnight hours. These storms plow off toward the south and to the east. Once they get into the metro, they will start to weaken. Here's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I think once they pass through, our severe threat will drop. But that means we're going to have a severe threat until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Lander Chevrolet, a lot of clouds across the region, but we are dry at this point in time. 7th and range line sitting at 76, south winds at about 21, humidity is at about 62%. Once we get rid of all these storms for us tonight, by the time we get into tomorrow, it actually looks pretty good. Partly sunny skies, high temp of 73. So we do have the severe threat tonight until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on it. I'm not overly concerned. I'm a little concerned, but not overly concerned. So that's good news. 73 tomorrow, 75 Sunday. Severe threat returns on Monday.
We all feel better knowing that you and the rest of the weather team are keeping an eye on this for us tonight, and will let us know what we need to know when we need to know it.
We will.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, when severe weather strikes, you're going to want to stay informed, and you can do that by scanning this QR code. You can do it right now with that phone in your hand or your pocket. It's going to take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Still ahead, Pitt State baseball begins a big MIAA series on the road against Washburn. And this is amazing. A Columbus High School junior smashes the school's high jump record in his first ever high school meet. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are playing their final series of the regular season this weekend, and it's a big one. The Gorillas are on the road against Washburn this weekend, trying to earn a top 4 seed in the conference and a home game to begin the MIAA tournament next week. And game 1 is tonight, and it's already over. Pitt State wins it big, 14-3. Austin Bonnell continues his hot streak, going 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Now with that win, the Gorillas have earned a home series to begin the conference tournament next week. Missouri Southern baseball also begins their final series of the regular season tonight, hosting Missouri Western. That game's in the bottom of the first. The Lions already up 3-2. Ryan Doran has a 3-run double for the Lions. We'll have highlights from this game right here tonight at 10. The Pittsburgh State football partners with Kansas Special Olympics to host its annual Victory Day event this afternoon at Kearney Smith Stadium. And more than 60 Special Olympics athletes got the Pitt State game day experience, complete with the gorilla walk and one-on-one time with the PSU players. Our own Danny Terzer gives us a look at the special day in Pittsburgh.
This is one of our favorite events every year. Today we call it Victory Day. It's just an opportunity to serve the local kids here.
Okay, I see you up top again. Down low. Oh, you gotta make it. There we go.
So pretty much today we just, letting them get active. We're gonna have fun and everything, and just let them score a touchdown to make them feel like a Pitt State gorilla.
My guy William, he's not really into football, but we were able to play catch, teach him how to throw a spiral, and we were able to interact over movies and superheroes. So it's not just about football; it's about just hanging out with them and just making sure that they have a good time.
So much fun to watch our guys interact with the kids, and I think it's just so beneficial on both sides. I think it's really important to give back, and they're blessed to have the opportunities that they get. And, sometimes when you're working hard in the weight room or out here on the field, you forget about the blessings.
All right, here's the handoff to Rain. Wow, she going around the right side. Man, she is moving like lightning. Oh, look at that. Oh, boy, a touchdown for Rain over there.
It brings joy to my heart. They look at you like a big brother or a big sister.
Wrap it up, all right? All right, ready? Go.
It feels very nice to actually give back to the community. I'll do it any day of the week.
The day ended with a full team photo at Kearney Smith Stadium. It's the second year the Gorillas have hosted the event. Finally, high school track and field today in southeast Kansas with Girard High School hosting its annual Girard Invitational. Now we got some early highlights here. Girls pole vault. Pittsburgh's Michaela Keller wins the event. She cleared 9 feet 6 inches this afternoon. Right behind her in second place, clearing 9 feet even, Galena's Blaze McNeemer. Now the girls' long jump, Colgan's Allie Skripsick tied her PR, won the event with a mark of 15 feet 9.5 inches. Joey Hedinger from Carthage takes second at 15 feet 5 inches. But this was the story of the day, man. Check it out. Columbus junior Colt Ungehauer, he literally pitched for the baseball team last night, and this is his first high school track meet ever. He won the high jump, clearing 6 feet 10 inches. That is a new school record by 6 inches and the best in the state in all classes this season. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Melvin Wilkins served in the U.S. Army from 1950 to 52. The St. Roberts, Missouri native was stationed in Korea, and we salute Melvin Wilkins, a four-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates next week to tamp down inflation, but doing so could trigger a recession. Also, public health officials are racing to understand why a growing number of children are developing hepatitis. And a historic find in Georgia, Revolutionary War-era weapons. That and a lot more is coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. And in the meantime and throughout the evening, you're going to want to stay in touch because we have the possibility of severe weather.
We do. We have tornado watches in effect on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. And this is only for 1 or 2 random storms this evening. The main show doesn't even move in until about midnight tonight. So everybody will get storms later on tonight. Here's the good news. Look at the 7-day. Everything's gone by the weekend. The weekend looks fantastic.
Final sports notes.
Oh, we told you about Colt Ungehauer from Columbus. We're going to hear from him tonight. I interviewed him after he broke the school record. It's such a crazy story.
Just remarkable. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Please be careful out there, and let's make it a great evening.